No way! But maybe, just maybe. That's what they seen him fly because someone took that picture when someone threw it out. The fence seems to have hit upon an idea. Well, go on, Mr. Justice. Okay, here's what I think. Mr. Filch, did you get rid of the costume here? Window. Did you toss it out the window? Because that would certainly explain why I didn't turn up out inside the manor. You think I tossed it out the window? That costume cost me a pretty penny. So why would I go do something like that? I can think of a few reasons. Any bright ideas, Apollo? Well, assuming the costume really was tossed out from the window, then the next question would be, what happened to it after that? And if I'm right, I might have just the thing to prove what happened to the costume. Phineas Filch, I have just the evidence for you. You do? To the window. What could prove it? Ah, the paper. Oh, that's Tomato flying through the sky. And just how does that prove Mr. Filch threw his costume out the window? It's quite simple. That's not Tomataro in the photo. It's the costume Mr. Filch threw out. Oh, that's crazy, Tom. You ain't serious, are you? There's a steep cliff right outside the foyer window, meaning the manor is pretty high up. Costume flew through the air after it was tossed out. That's when the photo was taken. In other words, the photo of Tomataro really was a flight of fancy. What? Yikes! Oh my, so there really never was a yokai. I can't keep any of them cats back. Can I still file a claim for the wasp costume? This more than proves the defense's position. Jinxie Tenma had nothing to do with staging the yokai sighting. Care to raise any objections, Prosecutor Blackwell? None whatsoever. I'll deal with that Trixie Tanuki after I've dealt with this case. We did it. Good going. Now all we have to do is make Florent LaBelle take the stand. What? Sheathing the sword a bit early, are we not? Huh? Nothing has been proven beyond a doubt. Take this tricksy little Tanuki, for instance. How do you suppose he was able to exit the Forbidden Chamber? Probably the same way he got in. Through the chamber's air vent. And what are the feathers and tracks at the scene of the crime? They would suggest that the Tanuki exited through the chamber door north into the air vent. But the Forbidden Chamber doesn't open from the inside, so what are you saying makes no sense. Right? Someone on the outside opened the door for you. Isn't that right? Yep, that's right, Mr. Blackjack. The door suddenly sprung right open. Sprung right open? Who was on the other side? Jinxie. Didn't get a good look on account of the sudden glare. Like how the reflection from my head blinds fellow moviegoers emerging from the dark. That's why I snatched that staff and made my daring escape. And then the Will Maid gal spied me as I hightailed it down the hall. That means the Forbidden Chamber wasn't open until after the crime was discovered. But wait, we still don't know who opened it. Maybe there really was a third person in the box chamber. Objection. Stop it, Blackwell. Just give up. Well, you little Tanuki. When the Forbidden Chamber opened, did you see the accused passed out there? Nope. Only one there was the alderman, and he was dead as a doornail. The accused wasn't there. What do you suppose he was up to? Uh-oh. I don't like where this is going. Don't tell me. Plainly, the only one who could have opened the Forbidden Chamber was the accused Damien Tenma. Ah! Uh-oh. Wait a second! There's had to be somebody else besides Mayor Tenma there. Really? And who might that be? Oh, well, that would be... Objection! It seems our feisty little lass has forgotten the most important thing. Evidence. I didn't forget. I was just testing your attention to details. Besides, you can't prove your point without proof of some sort. It's proven a fact. Sorry, guess I put my foot in my mouth again. No, Athena, we're definitely onto something here. We are? Think about it. If Filch was stuck inside the Forbidden Chamber, one of the alibis we heard would no longer hold any water. The defense would like to call a new witness to the stand. Someone who knew Mr. Filch was stuck in the Forbidden Chamber. And by virtue of knowing this, he has an alibi that no longer adds up. Ah, not that insufferable. Very well, the court will hear what Mr. Justice has to say. Florent LaBelle? Why, that's the defendant's aide, Florent LaBelle. Didn't he claim to be in the foyer at the time of the crime? True, but in his alibi, he also claimed Mr. Filch was in the foyer too. However, as we all know now, Mr. Filch was not there with Mr. LaBelle at the time. In short, Mr. LaBelle's alibi has disappeared. Ah! Florent LaBelle's alibi is one big lie. Isn't that right, Mr. Filch? I reckon there ain't no keeping that cat in the bag here, neither. It was all Mr. LaBelle's idea. He told me he'd button his whip about me breaking into the Forbidden Chamber. In return, he said he'd vouch for each other's alibi. Shame on you, Mr. Filch. Perjury is a serious crime, you know. Oh, shucks. Mercy, your honorship, mercy. Ah! I also assert that person who opened the Forbidden Chamber for Mr. Filch was none other than Florent LaBelle. After all, his alibi has just been proven to be a complete fabrication. Oh, I see. We will take a 20-minute recess. After which time we will see what Mr. LaBelle has to say for himself. Yes! We're finally going to drag that slippery snake onto the stand. In the meantime, the prosecution will question Mr. LaBelle about these new allegations. We're the defense. He's the prosecution, right? Yeah. April 19th, 10:25 a.m. District Courtroom. Court. Defendant. Lobby number 3. We did it, Apollo! We finally dragged Mr. LaBelle into court. Yeah. Hey, why the long face? I can't help but feel I'm missing something important. Plus, Prosecutor Blackwell is bound to mount a counterattack. You really are a worrywart, aren't you? It'll be fine. That mystery figure who opened the Forbidden Chamber for Mr. Filch had to have been Florent LaBelle. I know, but that's not what's bugging me. I wish I could put my finger on it, though. At any rate, the big showdown with Mr. LaBelle is up next, so chin up, Apollo. Am I missing something? Did maybe Tenma open the door? Damien Tenma or Jinxie? District Courtroom number 4. Oh, he's got green hair now. He's a Joker. Look at him. Court is back in session. Our next witness is... Yes, I'm acting on behalf of the mayor on this very important matter. It seems the witness is predisposed at the moment. Oh, surely you jest. I will hold you to your promise. Remember that. Oh, my deepest apologies. This is Florent LaBelle, personal aide to Mayor Tenma, or should I say, the accused. Ouch, like the poor mayor hasn't suffered enough. Well, what business do you have with me? I'm a very busy man, so let's make this as brief as possible. Your baldness. Ah, right. Mr. Filch's testimony has revealed a hole in your alibi, and for this reason, you are suspected of having some sort of connection with the case at hand. To think I'd be associated with this entirely lurid affair. Well, I'm not. So may I go now? I have very important matters to attend to. I don't think so, Mr. LaBelle. Do you realize what a serious crime you've committed? Witness, you're being accused of perjury. This is your chance to clear the air. Fine. The truth is I faked my alibi for a very good reason. The mayor was obviously the killer, so I created a fake alibi to confuse the matter. You see, as his personal aide, I felt I had to protect him. Sorry. You think this is funny? Without your alibi, you're a suspect too. What were you really doing at the time of the crime? Peasant. How dare you accuse me, one of the beautiful people, of being... Uh-oh, Athena's in on it now. Stop stalling and tell the court what you're really doing at the time of the crime. Silence! Enough jabbering. Swords have been drawn. The time for talk is past. Swords? What swords? This is a duel to the death. The fate of the accused rests in our hands. Begone, ye of cowardly heart. The battlefield had no place for ye. Again? Oh my. Spare me, please. I love doing these voices. They take a lot out of me because I get tired after it. My butt starts hurting from sitting here, but... So much for sturdier shackles. Ah! Those chains hindered my bow that heads would roll this day. This case keeping your head on in court a whole new meaning. Will the witness please deliver the accused death knell? You know of what I speak. Most certainly. His goose is already cooked. Time to stick a fork in him. Whatever he has to say can't be good. As I told Prosecutor Blackwell during the recess, I rushed right over to the Fox chamber when I heard little Jinxie scream. What? Then, drumroll please, I saw Mayor Tenma opening the Forbidden Chamber's doors. But... There you have it. The mystery man who opened the chamber door, as witnessed by one Phineas Filch, it was the accused. There was never any third party. Oh, and that's not all. I heard something quite startling there at the scene of the crime. Startling sounds bad. The mayor, who was barely conscious, muttered this. Forgive me, Jinxie, I killed the alderman. That's right. The mayor actually confessed the murder right then and there. Why would he protect him, though? Oh, for Jinxie, I forgot. He confessed? Not good. Not good at all, guys. Order in the court! This is quite conclusive testimony if it stands. Just so, and quite astonishing, I might add. I only learned of this fact during the recess. I just love surprises, don't you? That's why I saved the best for last. Consider it a gift from me to you. No way! I don't believe Mr. LaBelle heard the mayor confess. But is this really true? Did Mayor Tenma really confess? It is indeed. During that last recess, I confirmed it with the mayor's daughter. It would seem Mayor Tenma actually did confess. That testimony is quite favorable to the prosecution's. This is LaBelle. Yes, I called earlier about the party reservations. That's right, and I'll be calling my little shindig Mayor Tenma's conviction gala. A splendid time is guaranteed for all but the mayor and his defense. Well, as it seems, our witness is very busy, man. Let's get right to this testimony. Ms. LaBelle, please tell us what you saw when you came upon the scene of the crime. Alright, we did it with Filch, we can do it with LaBelle. Come on. I was in the hallway hiding in the shadows. That's when I heard the confession. Upon learning of her father's crime, little Jinxie fled without ever noticing me. Immediately after that, the mayor stood up and opened the forbidden chamber. As I ran into her, the demon emerged from his prison. In shock, I fled down the hallway to my right, the one with the phone at the end. I must say, this is shocking revelation. Quite unexpected. To think the defendant actually confessed then and there in his crime. Perhaps the guilt was too much to bear, so he confided in his daughter. You do realize you should not have withheld such crucial testimony from the court. Once again, sorry. It's just I feared being accused if I mentioned coming up on that most unpleasant scene. Why did the mayor's confession have to be brought up by this guy? You better do something before the judge declares the mayor guilty. As a death row inmate once told me, in years gone by, there is a time to fight and a time to yield. A time to live and a time to die. He's laying it on real thick now. The defense may now cross-examine the witness.